There was a girl called Alice. She works in a software company. One day, she came home utterly tired. She looked very, very tired. She went straight into her room and she fell on the bed, and not even having any inch of energy left to go and have her dinner. Anyhow, her mother pleaded her and she went and sat on the dinner table. But she was looking really, really very, very tired. Suddenly the phone rang. She lifted the phone and it was her boyfriend. He invited her to a dance party. Her eyes glittered like anything and she said, I'll be there in just 10 minutes. She completed her dinner, ran upstairs and took her new blue gown and she wore it. She was looking like a princess. She came downstairs. She drove her car all the way to the party and she was dancing all night till 3:30 in the morning. And after that, she came home somewhere around 3:45 in the morning from the party. Now, she was not at all looking any tiredness. No part of her body or her face showed any sign of being tired. She was very energetic. Now, let us examine this. 8 hours earlier, if you go back in time, she was utterly tired. And now, at 3:45 a.m. in the morning, she was very energetic. Do you know the reason why? She was very tired, mostly because she was not at all interested in the work or the job she was doing. She was not at all liking the job. She was not at all loving the job that she has been doing all day long. And that is the reason for psychologically she got tired. And it is not the body that is tired, but it is only a psychological feeling, because when you are doing something that you are not enjoying, that you are not interested in, then you may show signs of fatigue or boredom. To prove this, a psychologist conducted an experiment. In that experiment, he has taken some few 10 students and he administered some tests on these students. He knew very well that these tests or these subjects on which he was testing them was not at all interesting. The examination or the subject, not at all interesting subject for the students. And after finishing the test for around 3 hours, he interviewed them separately, individually. They all complained that they have got some headache, they have got some backache, or few even had stomach upset. Was this all an exaggeration? No. To prove this, he has taken all these 10 students to a medical testing in which their metabolism was tested, and the test gave them shocking results. The results showed that their blood pressure levels slowed down and their metabolism levels slowed down, and it is obvious for them to show some signs of headache, backache, or tiredness, or sleepiness, or even some having their stomach upset. Now, the psychologist proved that when you are not at all interested, or you are feeling a sense of boredom in any work that you are doing, or you are not at all doing something with a lot of interest or a lot of love, then you automatically have some signs of change in your physiology or in your body, like the BP level may come down, or you may feel backache, or you may feel total body pains, or even your stomach may also be upset. These are all signs of doing something which you are not actually liking, or which you are not actually involved into or interested into. Now let us take the scene or situation of today's youth. Most of today's youth are indulged in jobs that they are not actually liking. They might have gone to the job with a sense of excitement that this job is going to provide me some excitement in my life. But once they started doing the job, they got no sense of enjoyment. They got actually bored in that job, and they actually felt that their life itself was boring. This made them develop signs of physical psychosomatic problems like headache, body aches, or even some skin related disorders, or depression, etc., etc. Nowadays we see 9th class students are being taught 10th class syllabus right from completion of half of their ninth standard. This is because of a sense of urgency or a sense of getting more marks, because if they are starting 10th class from the middle of their 9th class itself, 10th class syllabus, right from the middle of their 9th class itself, then there is a chance, or they are having more time for studying the syllabus of 10th class, and there are more chances of getting good ranks in the 10th standard. In that process, the schools and the parents and even the students are forgetting to realize the fact that they are not given time to think, to make a choice. Now, after completion of 10th standard or 10th class, the most crucial part of their life is to choose whether they have to go for art stream, science stream, engineering, medicine, or any other course of their choice. But even before the 10th class results are out, these students are given a sense of urgency that they have to join in some college, because the seats are already started filling up. If they are waiting till the results are out, the seats might have filled up and they may lose getting a seat in a very good intermediate college. They are forced to take admission in an intermediate college, which has promised them that if you get this many marks, we will give this much of concession in your intermediate fees. And the students and the poor parents, with their poor sense of thinking, fail to realize that they have to give certain time for their son or their daughter to actually take a decision whether to go for medical stream or engineering or psychology or law or whatever course. What is the interest of their son or daughter? They are failing to give time. They are failing to give some menu card. They are failing to give some proper career guidance. At least they are failing to provide some time. If they are given some time, they could do some research, have an introspection of their own abilities, and they could choose a right stream of their choice, and they could travel in a path that they actually like or they actually love. Now, when they are not having any time to choose the path or the education that they want to study, they are merely taking up either engineering or medicine in the intermediate course just because it looked fancy, with a promise that you will be an engineer and you will be a doctor. They fail to realize that there are a lot many bandwidth of streams from which they can choose a course of their choice and they can excel in that field. Now, when they are taking either engineering or medicine as a branch in intermediate, they are studying that course, not knowing why they are studying this course and what is their interest. All these things are in a sense of low priority. Now the student gets a seat in engineering and he joins engineering college, and he doesn't even have a time even after intermediate given so that he can choose a right stream in engineering. First of all, he's not having an interest in engineering, let us say. He's forced to study MPC in intermediate, and now he has to choose some branch of engineering, but he actually has no interest in engineering. And that is not realized by the student because he is not given proper time by the parents, by the society, and by the corporate intermediate colleges. These different systems are failing to realize the fact that they are indeed creating problem for this particular student, because today's youth are tomorrow's citizens, and as a result of taking a wrong decision after 10th class, once again taking one more wrong decision after intermediate, they are in a trap of wrong decision after wrong decision, and they are ending up taking a stream that is taking them somewhere which they actually doesn't like. For example, there is a student who wants to go to a place called New Delhi. He has taken a bus. He doesn't know where that bus will take him, and that bus has some other destination as its last stage. Now the student got off the bus and he realized that that place is not New Delhi. Now what would be the situation? It is totally a disaster. Just like that, without knowing where your studies are taking you and where your interest is, if you are choosing something just because it looks fancy or just because it is being forced upon you by your parent or any relative, it might result in a disaster in your total career. Because when you're not liking a course that you're doing, obviously you will not find any interest in the job after finishing that course. This is the reason why most of the youth are not able to enjoy the work that they are doing, and they are not able to go back to the stream of their choice, because they have made a wrong choice after a wrong choice after a wrong choice, and they have accumulated wrong choices all through their life, and they have wasted a lot of time. Now this is the reason why when you are doing something that actually is not something of your choice, of your interest, you will develop psychosomatic diseases or psychosomatic disorders. So all I want to say is, your energy goes where your interest goes. So take some time to find out what your interests are, what your abilities are. Make a right choice based on your interest and your ability and your opportunities that you are provided. One of the first and foremost causes of tiredness or boredom in life is lack of interest, or we rarely get tired when we feel something or when we are doing something which is interesting and exciting. So try to find something that you can do with a sense of interest and excitement, not with a feel of boredom and tiredness. This is Assistant Professor cum Psychologist Kakalu Suresh signing off.